sure, you can go from relaxation, and you can almost mentally say, right, I'm going to do it now, and then you're going to do it. But you tense up long before you actually make the technique. I want to reduce that tension to simply the split second of like kime. I mean, I hate that term, but like that split second of kime, that split second of decisiveness, that decision of the technique, the decisiveness technique, but before and after you're completely relaxed. So for sure, really you want to kind of go when your hand comes up and your hip is in this position, you're going to pull this hip back, it's going to send this hand out. So really the only management that you have to do is maybe this hikite hand, because if this hand is up, then this hand is behind you. So really you're blocking here, but this has to make hikite. So you have to manage this hand a little bit, that's the only thing. So maybe I'm managing my hikite hand a little bit, but everything else should be kind of natural. And what I don't want to do is tense up before. So relax, 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 go. Relax, 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 go. Then instantly, relax, carry on, relax. Understand? Any questions? No? No questions, you do push-ups. Your choice. No questions means push-ups. No questions? Silly, we have questions, we have questions.
So you did with 1, 2, 3, and then on the fourth
No,
one?
no.
Doesn't matter?
No.
Okay, that was my question.
Yeah, no, that's already putting shapes in your head of timing and stuff. No, no shapes, nothing. Don't be restricted by anything.
Okay.
Why hikite? Why bother with it?
Say again?
Why bother with the hikite?
Well, because, well, there's a whole variety of reasons why we make hikite, one of which is like you're grabbing it, you're pulling. But in this case, you want to think maybe hikite as in the punctuation of your body. So when you hit like that kind of finish position, kind of is a good way of trying to time all your body together. It's kind of like the full stop or the comma or blah, blah, blah. Maybe think about it in those terms. It's a training mechanism, you're not blocking anything. So therefore, you know, you want to try to have that synchronization of your body. So when you use both sides of your body equally, you know that it's balanced a little bit. So there's those elements to it. So, and also we practice within the form of karate. And the form of karate is making a umbrella, making it. So we're within the confines of that language of Shotokan.
Okay.
So, anything else? No? Okay, guys, pair up, one person do it, maybe 4 or 5 times, and then change, give us some feedback. Hell, go for it. Oh, you got 2. Then, I think if I asked you to make go get up right, step forward, get up right, you wouldn't be going like this. I think fairly sure that you would drive into hamni. So you have that years of experience of making hamni, whether driving forward into hamni or stepping back into hamni or stepping side into hamni. That Girambarai, generally speaking, is in hamni. Any kiwaza, like blocking technique, receiving technique, is generally speaking in hamni. But like I just changed a little bit, something extra, and all of a sudden you've forgotten the basics. Now, still within the context of what we're doing, we're still doing kihon. And if I asked you to stand in shizentai and make Girambarai 45 degrees, for sure you would block. For sure you would block in opposition. No. Oh, okay. Yes? Okay. Okay, so be careful of that. Okay, so same feeling. This is a little bit more management of your technique. But same feeling from this technique, I want you to think Chokuzuki. So this is a little bit more, because for sure you will want to drive your punch forward in this point. And when your hip is here, generally speaking, your hand is behind you. So your hip will go, then your hand goes, and it's going to be too late. So maybe you'll end up flicking your punch. You'll go like this, and then you'll end up flicking your punch. Please don't do that. You've got to manage your hand a little bit more. So if you want, I'm going to punch with this hand. As my hip comes back, my hand goes back, I'm going to manage that a little bit. Oh, stand it in. I'm going to make that hip-elbow connection. Hip-elbow connection. Then relax. Relax. Understand?
Oh, yes.
Any questions?
Yes.
Yes.
You're not pulling it all the way back. It's more just the elbow touches the side and goes. Push it back.
Like you come high.
Right.
I'm going to push Kakuzuki.
Right.
You don't have to do it.
Close.
So as long as it finishes within the form, you're going to maybe go from, this is kind of, if you think about this point, this is kind of like halfway
Oh.
So yeah, don't worry about the route you get into that form. Just think about the brief form itself and then relaxation.
Close. Right.
Go.
All right, so you're saying come for the punch or another?
No, I wouldn't allow your hands to go back completely. As it's going, so my hip's going to go, hand's going to go, elbow's going to go, hand's going to go. Before it goes back, start managing it there. So rather than back, round, and then it's too long.
Yeah.
So just manage it, boom, let it go. Manage it, let it go. Okay? Try it with your partners, give it a go. With these movements, right? I'd argue probably a little bit too much to get really good synchronization. So maybe just slow it down a little bit, give yourself some more kind of just breathing space to kind of process what I'm asking you to do, which is ultimately to relax, yeah? And I think as a consequence of going too fast, maybe just despite it, there's a lot of kind of holding your form, so I'm seeing people go up, okay, yeah, that was right. No, like the first half was correct, but then the second half wasn't, because you held on to it. Equally, I'm seeing people who are not holding onto the form by making more tension. So and you're snapping and you're not holding onto your form, but you're just going to another form. Do you understand? So have a level of softness in it. Your technique is soft. Do you understand? There's no tension. And like it takes me a little bit of time to coordinate my hands again before I start, kind of plugging it in again. But it's not through tension. I'm hitting that point and then relaxing, and then let my body reconnect to my arms. But you're still in your hands. Your mind is still in your hands. Yeah, like my mind is not in my belt. My belt has no mind. I have no control of my belt, but I'm controlling my belt. My hands have no mind. My hands have no ability to control themselves, but I am controlling my hands through my sensor. Understand? Any questions?
Slight tension in the elbow as you're coming back to hold it from going behind, right?
Yeah, you've got to manage your lip. You've got to manage it, and you're going to manage that through muscle engagement, through tension. But it's how little engagement can you have whilst managing it. It's a bit like, karate's all about that. I should stand there, face that way. So, like the karate is this. Karate is just standing there and being natural. Okay? And this takes, well, it doesn't take any energy. It doesn't take no energy. So I asked him to stand there for an hour, he'd get tired. He'd start slouching. So it takes a level of energy. Very small. Okay? But this is basically what karate is. But then we have external pressure. So I want him to maintain his form with minimal effort. This is it. If I start to push, then maintaining his form is increasingly difficult until maybe at some point it breaks. Or he maintains his form, but then sometimes I'm doing this. Now you have to maintain your form. Maintain your form. Or sometimes this. Or sometimes this. Sometimes this. So he has to maintain his form through this. Okay? This time, back. Okay, walk forward. He has to maintain his form. Maintain your form. Maintain your form. Maintain your form. Like this is what karate is. Do you understand? Maintain your form with minimal effort whilst there's a whole host of things going on that wants you to break your form. You understand the analogy, yeah? So when I'm doing this, of course I can do it through tension. Everyone can do it through tension. Can you do it with minimal effort? Can you do this? Can you control your limb with minimal effort? And the less effort you have, the faster it will be. Tension robs speed. And speed is a function of power. It's your body mass, well, half your body mass times velocity squared. So that explosiveness is what's going to exponentially increase the power that you create. And tension robs that away from you. Okay? Okay. Back to your partners, give it a go. 1 more minute.
Relax.
Relax. Is that what you're saying? Relaxing?
I think it's the shift from the relaxed to the shake.
Yeah.
Timing of time, you know, when
Yeah.
you make a decision.
Yeah.
You're taking up, I'm already too late.
Yeah.
I don't know what to execute. I'm having trouble, figuring out just when to.
Yeah. So I think all these things can probably help if you just slow it down. Give yourself more time to think about it, more time to process it, more time to get the timing right, more time to relax. Just slow it down. And I think often, like, oh, we're doing Giran Raigaksuki. I can do Giran Raigaksuki, and I'll do it at this speed no matter what. Even though the process that we're doing it is far more complex and kind of energy consuming in your head, but slow it down, yeah? I think that would help most people. What I would say is a couple of things. Be in your stance, not on your stance. There's a lot of people who are rotating. Like, I'm not really rotating. My knees are a little bit bent, so I'm connected through my abductor muscles, the shibe, this inner thigh muscle squeeze. And I'm really pivoting around this hip, then coming to neutral, pivoting around this hip, then coming to neutral. So I am shifting my body mass, shifting, not rotating. Rotating, I kind of just keep my body mass where it is. Whereas I'm not, I'm going this side, and this leg is heavy, and this leg is heavy. And when I do that, then I can, if I'm going to block, I'm going to shift my mass away, then I'm shifting my mass in, and then I'm resetting again. Away, in, reset. This away, in, reset. So think about it, how are you using your body mass to create those techniques? And then it's how quickly you can do that and have relaxation afterwards. Understand? Any questions? No questions? Yeah?
When you're shifting, are you rotate your body mass? Are you rotating it, or are you moving it from kind of one leg to the other? It seems like it's might be.
I'm shifting and rotating. So my body is rotating, but it's rotating and shifting onto one leg, rotating and shifting onto the other. I'm not leaning, but I'm shifting, twisting, shifting, twisting. So a lot of people think about hip rotation as being this kind of rotational thing. It's not really. It's this like swinging thing. So we'll talk about it before, but like if I'm in Hamni and I go to Shomin, my hips aren't really rotating, they are driving forward. This point stays still, like a door with the frame, the door swings, doesn't rotate. So it swings back, drives forward, swings back. So this is basically the same. Anything else? Yeah.
It looks like you're alternately bending your knees and shifting your weight a little bit from side to side.
It will look like my knees are bending
That's
more,
how it
yeah,
looks.
because as I shift, this is more because I've pulled the weight away from here. But really, my knees don't move. But my stance is from my knees down. My thighs and hips above are not my stance. So this will all move. This won't move.
So above the knee moves.
Above the knee moves. That's true about everybody. If you think about Zengstach, like if I go from shoulder to hammy, like this back leg, this thigh moves a lot. It moves. This moves a little bit, but this moves a lot. So this is no difference. It's just in a different context. It's exactly the same thing. Okay, back to your partners. 2 more minutes, then we'll move on. First of all, this idea of trying to put relaxation into your kind of technique. So kind of hardwiring relaxation into your technique. Secondly, as a result, I want you to try to have this kind of infinite movement. If you think about like the symbol for infinity, this kind of circle movement, this infinite movement within your karate never stops, constantly flowing. And we'll build up until we get to that point. But even though we're not doing the full sequence now, you can still have it into your technique. I'll show you that in a minute. And the third thing, of course, is managing your weight and realizing that power is about shifting your body mass at speed. Half your body mass times velocity squared, that's kinetic energy, trying to create that. So every single time, is it an accurate shifting of your body mass with the extension of your limb? Or is it hollow? Have you extended your limb without body mass backing it up? Do you understand? And you should get to a point where you feel instantly, if you do a technique that's not backed up by body mass, whether you're shifting back in a kind of blocking sense or shifting forward in an attacking sense, although you can shift forward in a blocking sense as well. If you're not backing it up with body mass movement, then it should feel hollow, empty, whatever adjective you want to give it. It should feel less than what it should be. And you should have that level of discernment within your karate to go, oh yeah, that didn't work. Because for sure, you would feel it if you're hitting something. And because we don't do so much impact work within Shotokan, then you need to have it even when you don't punch anything. Do you understand? Okay. So with that in mind, like your 1, 2, try to avoid shifting anything other than in that direction on the extension of the punch. So I am shifting in that direction, then releasing back. And then coming up. What I'm not doing is, I can feel it straight away. That my body's going that way as I'm extending this way. I want to have a sense that I am within that wiggle room of movement that I have. It's limited, it's very limited from that Gakuzuki position. I have that bit of a bend, I have that bit of a drive of my hip. Within that, I have to extend my hand. Before I start to retreat into Jukamai, I have to extend my hand. Understand? Then the last point I would say is just this infinity. Then even though I am doing 3 techniques, I'm doing 1 action. Understand? I'm not stopping. Flow, 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 flow. Any questions? Yep.
When you're pivoting on the last piece, I sometimes think about which hip I'm pivoting with. It seems like if I pivot with this hip, I get more of my body mass. Is that the way to do it versus pivoting on this hip?
What I would say is that for sure it's that connection that's pushing you. You're going to direct that push of that leg with that foot and knee. That's going to push you in the direction you're going. Then this leg is going to become very light very quickly. So probably on the point of impact, like, on the point of impact, like that leg isn't even in contact. But what I'm trying to do is dig in. And so that started it, but it's just me transferring my mass into that way. So to think about it, in a kind of pivoting from this hip to the hip, I think that's probably, it's going to be more of a hindrance than help. Just think about how can you shift your weight onto that leg and direct it with that knee before you go to that relaxed position. Anything else? Yep.
So you're not just trying to turn rotational motion into linear, but also sinking the weight into the attack as well as giving that rotation.
Sorry, can I have a diagram for that?
Rotational into linear, right? And then sinking at the same time. You sink the body weight into the attack.
Yeah.
As you rotate.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, there's a lot of things going on. And because each one is not that big, you're kind of adding them all up. So there's a little bit of drop, there's a little bit of rotation, there's a little bit of a drive, all together in the full extension of that hand. So that, yeah, for sure those things are all playing a role. And that all has to happen. Yeah, that all has to happen before you finish the extension of your arm.
Finish.
Yeah.
This finishes and then you're...
Yeah, and then you're retreating back into Kamai before you flow back to forward again. Yeah. So timing is really important. Like the margin of error is very small. Okay? Okay, change partner. Give it a go. I did you lightly. Okay, so you have to get your angle right. So you're going to punch this way, right? So make sure you're kind of like I'm facing this way. So I'm coming in this way, right? So like, one way to do it is like there's a few pads. If you get a pad, you can do it heavily. But I want you to try to get that feeling of dropping, sinking, dropping, same thing, rotating, driving with that knee, using that limited contact you have there to punch. Do you understand? If you don't have that, if you can just nicely push, and have that sense of connection. But don't do this. Oh yeah, that was really strong. You're fooling yourself. So if you get a pad, try with a pad. Try a couple of times, pass it on to someone else who hasn't got a pad. If you don't have a pad, just try this pushing feeling. This. But what you don't want to do is orchestrate it. Just feel the connection. And recognize that without speed, it's going to have limited power, but you look for the connection. Do you understand? So with your partners, either or both if you can. Yeah? Try it. Like I was just saying, like if you look at a heavy bag, you know, if we're doing this exercise and I'm hitting the pad, like I'm just trying to create that kind of body mass in. Now that's no different from maybe kind of hook punch. Like if I'm doing a jab and a hook punch, it's no different. But then what I'm trying to do is kind of build that feeling into my technique. So whether I'm hitting it or not hitting it, anything, or just doing kihon, or just doing kihon, it's the same feeling. The feeling that I capture when I actually hit something should be the same feeling that I'm looking for when I'm hitting thin air. Do you understand? We can convince ourselves so much that the techniques we're doing have merit because we don't challenge it onto something heavy or someone, and then of course when they start to move and block, it gets exponentially more difficult. So we can't convince ourselves that things really work unless they're tried and tested. You understand? Good. Okay, any questions? I won't give you questions. All good? Okay, face forward. Okay, worst case scenario. Okay, some of you are doing that. So a little bit better is, you're getting these. This is really hard. What I really want to do when we were talking about infinity, constant flow, then it's a bit like this. This is an infinite movement, but I'm not moving all the time. Like maybe my extremities are moving all the time, but even these ebb and flow, sometimes fast, sometimes slow. This moves, stops, moves, stops, moves, stops. My center is donk, relax, donk, relax, donk, relax, donk, relax. Even this, my fingers, donk, relax, donk. Maybe they're constantly moving, but sometimes rapidly, sometimes slowly. Do you understand? This is what you really want to kind of try to hardwire into your karate. This ebb and flow of movement. It's not all hard constantly, it's not all soft constantly, it's a constant ebb and flow of fast and slow. Do you understand? So I want you to try to kind of think this, because it's about body control, it's about kind of understanding when to add the power and when to ease off. So from this point, where we go? Here, I'll go for this. Okay, so I've landed in the preparation point, which leads me to do you understand? I'm not really doing that much work, but my extremities are moving. And sometimes they're moving fast, sometimes they slow down, but they're constantly moving without tension. And I'm shifting in my stance, I'm using my hips to shift my stance. I'm not stepping, I'm just moving because of my hips. I'm not actually going from my extremities, my feet and my hands. Do you understand? Controlling my center line, correct timing of my hips, just to add the power needed, rather than it being my upper body. Any questions?
Quick question.
Yeah.
How you connect your breathing with that? Inhaling, exhaling each cycle, let's say that.
Yeah. So generally pulse breath. There's not one way to breathe correctly. So I can breathe in on the point of kime, I can breathe out on the point of kime, I can change, switch it, sometimes breathe in, sometimes breathe out on different points of kime. So I can do that, or I can just, this pulse breath, I can do like maybe in Chokuzu. Your point of kime forces air out, the space in between naturally drags air back in, so you're just constantly pulsing your breath. It's probably the best way in this circumstance, but really, like you can put layer upon layer upon layer within a simple drill like this, and one of those layers would be breathing, and you could mix up and change breathing patterns. But really, yeah, pulse breath is the easiest one. Anything else? No? Okay, last point I'd say is just try to have a little bit of softness in your movement. So for example, you're not holding your form like we've been saying, like right through from the beginning, we're saying don't hold your form. So 1, 2, 3, I'm not holding my form, I'm not holding my form. And I can just speed it up there. But when I'm making these hard shapes, it's very difficult to speed it up. Okay? Okay, change partner. Shifting your body mass as you execute the technique. So it's hand and foot and body mass the same time. Hand and foot and body mass the same time. So the finishing of that technique is the finishing of my stance. Even though your feet aren't moving in second. First one it is, of course, second one it isn't. But doesn't mean, just because your feet aren't moving doesn't mean your body mass isn't. Understand? Okay, try it a couple of times, go. Like if I was gonna knock out man, then I would, I'd have that feeling. Like that stretch, boom, knock him out. I wouldn't go, that's not gonna work. Do you understand? So anything where I'm like having this kind of stretch and then release, like you'll see boxers do it all the time, then it's never stiff. It's engage, 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 engage. So what you're doing is, like I'm doing that with my hips and my stance, and boxers will do that as well. But what you're doing is, if I can show you upper body, you're going, and you're just stiffly making two shapes. It's one engagement which cascades into another engagement, not one shape, tense shape, and then another tense shape. Do you understand? So be careful about that, yeah? Of course, I'm emphasizing this, but this leads to this relaxed action. This leads to this relaxed action. Okay? Okay, next. Okay. You're basically like in Pinan Yondan, the original. This was simply this. Of course, this has been stretched and open. But this is Agyuke, Shotokan. This is Shito, Shito. So make it that. Like too many of you are doing this in 2D. Like your instructors or your instructors' instructors or your instructors learn from a book. And a book is 2D. A book is not a great way to express karate information. A video, a DVD is a little bit better, but still not great because it's still 2D, although it's in movement. But the book, well, the worst way of conveying karate information is written text, right? Okay, because there's no visual. The second worst way is a picture. It's like trying to learn how to dance from pictures. First you make this movement, and then you make this movement, and then you make that movement. Right, you got it? No, of course you don't. Like you can't learn to dance, you can't learn the waltz from pictures. Okay, next to that is maybe kind of, movement, video. Still not great. Next to that is maybe watching someone do it in 3D, in real life. Next to that is actually doing it. You understand? Right. So often we are still victims of instructors who learnt it from a book and writing. And so they don't know this position because it's 2D, but this is Agyuke. And so this is with one fist, so we want to talk about generics, one fist width away from your forehead. Okay, this is past your center line. Okay, but we want to have a sense of going in, because you're attacking, this is blocking, this is attacking. A I know the stretching of the technique has changed the application of it, or can change the application of it, but you still want to make sure this is IQK. This is stop, set it dot, whatever you want to call it. Make sure this is correct. Understand? Not only the end shape, but the course of that shape, What's this? This is nothing. This is picture A, picture B, and going from picture A to picture B, apparently slowly. Don't do that. Understand? Okay, a couple of times yourself, go for it. Not the way I've asked you to. Okay. So you're kind of coming like around. Yeah, that's okay. Then like you can test your partner. Okay. So I don't want you to pull them forward, I want you to push them in the direction of what the block is in opposition to. Okay, so if you make this course badly, then it's probably not going to be great. Okay, relax. Okay, now forget about this arm. So you forget about the kata and just make IQ. Then try open hand. Yep. Open. Then this connection is going to be stronger.
Oh.
You understand? Like the course that like this is I don't want to get into these like it can be seen as tricks, but okay, just do this. Naka Sensei does this a lot, right? And then oh yeah, very weak. Do this. Then this is undoubtedly stronger. Now it's a gimmick. It's a real gimmick, and I'd hate to kind of well, Naka Sensei does it. Everybody's seen Kurobe and Naka Sensei's videos, does them really well, and there's truth behind it, so I'm not dismissing what he does. I just think it can be a little bit gimmicky, and it's not tricky, it's just muscle alignment. It's muscle alignment. It's a bit like, you know, if you put your hand on your head, and then try to take your hand off. Try to take your hand off with the other hand, it's impossible. This is just correct alignment. This is stronger than this. This is stronger than this. So you'll never be able to pull your hand off your head. Do you understand? It's just alignment. It's just understanding how your body aligns correctly. And so just try with your partner. You can try just simply this and this, and you'll realize the connection difference straight away. But it has to be the correct course. Bad course, correct course. And then try to apply that to the kata. Okay? Try with your partner, just 2 minutes. We reference here Nidan a little bit. It's probably worth talking about it. Like here Nidan traditionally, on this first movement, you're breathing in. And the second, third, out. Fourth movement's in, fifth movement, sixth movement, out. So you're having this, I mean I'll verbalize it, but so you're this thing. Traditionally, that's how it should be done, right? I'm not saying it's the only way, but traditionally, that's how it's taught. We can replicate that with Hiat and Yondan. This thing. Try to synchronize your technique with an in-breath. Like, I would argue that it's quite a good tool. It's quite a good tool to try to have that expansion of your technique. You understand? And I always have a sense that, like, imagine that you're kind of encapsulated by a big balloon, big rubber ball or something, and you're pushing out on it, collapsing and pushing out on it. And so I want that inflation feeling on my technique. Do you understand? And so that it gives me that sense of expansion. This. This way. You understand? Try. Your center point, your center of gravity. When you start to move from your center of gravity, your tandem, then really you're moving from that point and you're opening and closing and then opening and closing. So really it's the extremities of your stance and your form that you're pushing against, and then collapsing around yourself, then pushing against. And you're kind of synchronizing that with your breath. And then if you do that, then obviously, hopefully, we all breathe in and we breathe out. And we breathe in and we breathe out in this infinite process. And so your technique then becomes a movement of infinity rather than just this shape and this shape. Do you understand? It's probably a little bit kind of like we're just kicking and punching. All right, Scott, we're just kicking and punching. I get we're just kicking and punching. But at some point, where does Wu become Do? Where does martial become art? This is the point. Do you understand? And so we're practicing a martial art. We have to be super focused on the martial aspect, the application, the functionality of it, because otherwise we're just prancing about in our pajamas. But without the Do, without the art, then we're just forever practicing something that we'd hardly ever use. And we're just getting older, and we're never going to refine anything. We're never going to find true beauty. We're never going to try and refinement. And actually, any sort of self-defense is about, first of all, the preservation of our own body, and we do that through refinement, refined control, not kind of just practicing shapes. Do you understand? So just one last time, I want you to think about how this can be on the edge of vulnerability. All art exists in a vulnerable space. Anybody who's a stand-up comic, you know what vulnerability is, standing on the stage trying to make people laugh. Anybody who's in a band, you know what vulnerability is. Anyone who's an author, written a book, you put it out there, and people go, "Oh, Scott, do you remember when you were an alcoholic?" Yeah, I know, I wrote about it. Like you're constantly vulnerable when you do something artistic, and without that vulnerability, it's not art. So this is it. This is our art. So when you do it, you've taken all these ideas, and can I do it? Can I nail it? Can I hit that point? Can I kind of hit all those elements? Can I make sure I hit those points before I move on? Or, a little bit disconnected on my stance there, a little bit disconnected here I felt. So no, I didn't hit it. But that's the vulnerability of it. Do you understand? Yeah. Okay, so last time, 3 times, go for it. Same time.
But where do they pass down this area? That's what I'm saying. Should I have, I feel like one should be, okay, gotcha, thank you, that's it.
Yeah. Anything else? No? Yeah?
When are you shifting your weight, after this?
Yeah.
This comes down.
Yep.
Are you shifting your weight from this leg to this leg? Continue, like in a continuous motion, or is there like a...
No. Well, so it depends. Like, there's 2 ways to do it. You can be defensive or offensive. So you can think, I want to be kind of defensive with that position, or I want to be offensive with that position. So I'm either going to pivot on the balls of my feet, or I'm going to pivot on my heel, depending on which feeling I have. And sometimes I'll be defensive, and sometimes I'll be offensive. Depends how I feel. But ultimately, no matter what, if I slow it down, I'm prepping my foot, whether this is offensive, because I'm going to pivot on my heel, or defensive by pivoting on the ball of my foot. And no matter which one I'm going to do, then as I execute those hands, my weight is shifting back.
So the lock-in that you're talking about seems to be this foot.
Yeah.
This foot.
Yeah. And then I shift.
That's the lock.
Then I shift
and
with my hands, technically.
Yes. Okay. Thank you.
Okay? Okay, so wait, you think this is fighting? But like everyone's tense as if they are. This is a game of tag, or what do you call it here? Take where little kids touch your arm and they run away.
Freeze tag.
Huh?
Freeze tag.
Freeze tag? Okay.
Just tag.
Tag. Whatever you call it. That's all you're doing. You're just playing a game of tag. You're not fighting. So why are you tense? Yeah? Like attacking something. If I'm attacking, I'm just like, okay, no, but I'm here. And then, okay, nice. That's okay, I'm moving about. That's not the whole thing there. we have to use our feet. So, like, if JD senses attacking, like, and then I'm using my feet to go in. Oh, I'm back. I'm not. You understand? Just tag, 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 tag. Relax, relax, smile. You understand? There's no escalation. If your partner escalates, say, yeah mate, even if they're a high grade view, yeah mate, I'll wait until we change, alright? You're an asshole. You don't have to say that bit, but they'll know what you mean. Like, because you're not helping. You're not helping, you're making it more difficult for me. I'm trying to learn something here, and you're making it difficult. You're an asshole, I'm going to wait for the next person. You don't have to play their game. Do what I'm asking, and if they're not doing what I'm asking, don't play with them. You understand? Take your ball home. I'm not playing with you. It's easy. Okay? Okay, again, try. Please, in the autumn, not fall. Autumn. What are we going to talk about? Okay, what are you going to talk? It's going to involve questions, answers, statements, conversations, and you're going to be flowing with the conversations. You will not go, what is your name? This is not what you're going to do. You're going to talk freely whilst moving. Understand? Okay, so now decide two things. What are you going to talk about and who's going to attack first? Do that now. Okay, when I say start talking, I want you to start talking. When I say hajime, I want you to start fighting. Moving, not fighting, moving. But when I say change, I want the attacker to change.
So keep the conversation.
But keep the conversation going. Understand?
Oh.
Okay, start talking.
So where are we going to go from there?
Okay, you guys off. You guys, decide what you're talking about. Decide what you're talking about. Listen. Have you decided what you're talking about? Oh! Okay. Start talking when I say how's your mate. Either side is attacking, either side is countering. Okay, start talking. Start talking! Start talking! Start talking! Start talking! Start talking, not fighting! Start talking! Everybody on? Everybody got bottom? Right. Okay. So, guys, a couple of things. You have to get into the mindset of acknowledging someone's scoring. Oh yeah, nice, that was good. You win or learn. You score or you learn. Yeah? You don't go, okay, I'm going to get him now. You're not learning anything. Oh, that was nice. How did you do that? How did she do that? That was really nice. Their timing, the way they move their legs, that was. Okay, now I've learned something. That's the only way, that's the only mindset you need in this type of training. Yeah, you don't want to fear being hurt. You want to have, like, trust of your partner. but you want to have that mindset of like, I'm going to learn something here. Do you understand? Okay, so spread out. Okay, so with your partner, this time, no talking, only smiling. Only smiling. You cannot do anything other than smile. Understand? Okay? And you don't have to do any of the combinations, you can do anything you want. Okay? Within reason. Understand? Okay? But I don't want anybody to pass me. I'm going to walk like this. You better not pass me. Do you understand? Okay, so you're going to get closer and closer. So you're smiling and you're watching your partner. You also think about who's around you. Understand? So think about how you get closer, how these big Shotokan techniques maybe are going to become a little bit closer techniques. The big Shotokan techniques become more of the close quarter techniques. Oh, you lied and you're smiling. Oh yeah, you know, what are you doing? Well, you're smiling. Understand? Okay, so spread out. You can use all the dojo. No, anything, smiling, Hajime, relax, relax. Be mindful of your surroundings. Use all the dojo. Relax, 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 relax. Take a step back and try to calm down. No heaviness, no heaviness. Okay, you're not passing me, you're getting closer. Relax, relax. No thuds. No thuds. This side of me, this side of me. Let me know. Relax, relax, smile, smile. Smile. This way, this way, this way. Okay! Now change partner! Change partner, spread out. Okay, last one. Spread out, spread out, spread out. Don't forget, smile. But still too many guys which like heavy thuds, especially those kicks. You have to be light with those kicks as well. Who's having a partner?
We got an odd number now.
Okay. Free training. Like there's no fighting art in the world that doesn't have randori. I mean, it's like randori is often connected with judo, like this kind of free movement, continuous free movement. But really, it should be an element of all martial arts. It's notable in judo because they do it all the time, and they move with such freedom. But we have to have it in karate. So Thursday, we have instructors training on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday in my dojo. Thursday there was 8 of us at morning training, and we normally do tubes. But someone had broken the bar, the banister bar, and we couldn't do tubes. So I was like, yeah, okay, pair up, and for an hour, just anything, just moving. Sometimes it got really close, taking them down, and okay, then we reset and we come back. Sometimes it's long distance, but like, 10 minutes, change partner. 10 minutes, change partner. 10 minutes, change. Before you know it, an hour's gone. Right? And it's no different from just jogging for an hour. There's none of the tension, because there's no tension here. Your legs are tired because you've been moving with your legs and your center, but this isn't, and you're not out of breath because you've just been we've just been jogging for an hour. That's all we've been doing, and so that's how obviously we've been doing that for years, decades. So if you want to get to that point, these are the building blocks. You get comfortable with people touching. You get comfortable with knowing, oh, they're good, I can trust them, I'm going to partner up with them, and we're going to work together. Oh, this guy's a little bit of an ego on him, I'm going to keep my distance, I'm going to just make sure I'm safe. But this guy, I'm like really good, okay, let's move and we can get close and play about and smile and enjoy, because that's when you learn. But you can't learn through fear. Fear pushes you, and for sure it has its place. That fear of being hurt, that fear of like that aggression or whatever fear you have, that sometimes has its place, but it's not a learning tool. It's something that drives you, It's not a learning tool. So if you want a learning tool, you have to have this kind of friendly, happy, smiley atmosphere where you can experiment and acknowledge being hit. They acknowledge when they've hit you or you've hit them, and you can learn. Win or learn, win or learn, that mentality. Understand? Any questions? No questions?
We do this tomorrow.
Sorry?
We do this again tomorrow?
No. That's not a good question. No questions about the last hour and a half? Okay.
How to practice this alone?
Alone? Yeah, no, you can't. I mean, you can practice the footwork on soku and the drills, the kind of combinations, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3 combinations for sure. You can practice that explosiveness with tubes, resistance tubes. You can practice that strengthening of your legs and that explosiveness, but the interaction, you can't. Unfortunately, I mean, it is kumite, exchanging of hands. So you can't do that by yourself. Yeah.
When you're working with inexperienced students, and you have that student that like, you know, what stage do you reel this back so that they can learn most effectively?
Yeah, I would do it from day one. Like, you're always going to get, you know, let's face it, a guy who's, you know, full of testosterone and not really using it in the correct way, wants it to have it here, I'm going to be strong and powerful, and they're always going to be that guy. There's always going to be that guy in the dojo. Just push-ups. You 10 push-ups. Every time you do push-ups, get to the corner and do 10 push-ups. And sooner or later, that's going to go. But like, I just wouldn't. Like, you think you're strong? This person who's usually smaller than you, weaker than you, standing in front of you as a training partner, you think that that's appropriate? Push-ups. Yeah, go on. I don't care. Like this is no place. You want to learn karate? That trust is about relaxation, not just brute force. You want to do that? Go boxing, and then they'll beat the crap out of you, and then you'll realize how strong you are. So I just wouldn't have it. But I would have it from day one. This ability to just relax. And like, you know, like of course they're doing the kihon and everything, but they're also learning how to move freely without having to constantly create power. And then, okay, now we get the pads out, now you can see if you can create power. But understanding this training is for this training is for this, and you don't mix them. Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay? Okay, stand up, put your hands.